There we go.
Here you are. Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. You look very well. Stunning,
Th-
as a matter of fact.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I was in such a haste to get my wig on. I got alopecia, so I can't be out here looking,
No.
literally bald headed. So I was diagnosed with lichen planopilaris, which is a form of scarring alopecia. So
Okay.
specifically frontal fibrosing alopecia. So from my lashes to my brows to the hairline and then my crown. It's not all gone, but it.
Yes. Okay, I get it. I
Mhm.
have close family members with alopecia, and yeah, I understand completely. Because the ladies at Soul Lady Wigs speak
Yes.
so highly of you and are so
Oh,
impressed by you that I decided to take a big deep dive into your platform. And I'm so glad
oh,
I did because I've just learned so much about you and the journey you've been on since, and you're so young to have as much experience as you had. And it became clear to me that your story would resonate with my followers, with all the experience and
wow.
the
Thank
wisdom.
you.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, very much so. So let's get into it. So when did you decide that you wanted to share your journey on social media? And what would you describe as your niche?
I mean, I've been on social media for so long. I think I joined Instagram in 2012. I think I joined Facebook in 2007.
Mhm.
And I was a little bit late to the TikTok party. I think
Okay.
I joined TikTok maybe 3 years ago now. I didn't join
Mhm.
initially. But it's just a great place to share. I have a background in television. I was on The Bachelor in 2008. It was a long time
Wow.
ago.
Wow. Okay.
And then I had a show on Bravo in 2015. I was on a show on TLC back in 2020. So I guess I'm kind of used to being in front of the camera just a little bit, in terms of like other television show appearances I've done, Ellen
For
DeGeneres
sure.
show and things
Okay.
like that. Yeah, so I'm comfortable sharing online, but I definitely feel like there's a real life, REEL, and a real life, REAL.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. RE
we'll share a
elaborates
little
with
bit
that.
of REAL life today, not too much. We'll share a little bit of
Sure,
REAL
whatever
life.
you're comfortable with, but the questions I have mostly came from your platform, so they've been shared, right?
There you
And
go, yes.
the first thing I really wanted to share with you was about your experience with grief. You losing your sister in 2016, your
Yeah.
father in 2018, and
My
no, your
mother in
mother
2018,
18, and then
yeah.
your father in 21.
Yes.
Plus the big scare you had with your husband's health. So
Ugh.
let us know what you want to share.
I think that grief is just one of those universal experiences. I kind of joke, but I don't joke when I say that the only way to avoid grief is to die first.
Right?
That's the only way you get
Yeah.
out of it, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think by show of hands anyone would agree that they want to die first or that they want to die young. I was 35 when my sister died,
Okay.
37 when my mother died, and 39
Very
when my
young.
father died.
Yeah, yeah.
So pretty young. And just, I don't know if you've ever cared for a loved one or had a loved one that got sick and then died, not somebody that died suddenly, but like someone that
Mhm.
got sick and died. I think you have so much anxiety about what it will look like if and when they actually pass. And that was it for me with my sister. She was sick a long time. She had sickle cell
Okay.
anemia.
Hmm.
And the last eight years of her life, which is a long time, was riddled with dialysis and organ failure and things just going downhill and constant close calls. And is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? Is this it? Okay, this is not it. This is not it. Then when she actually passed away, it was kind of like it was bad that she passed, but almost like, okay, the
I
worst that
get
you're
it.
imagining happened,
Yeah,
like, okay, now it's happened.
yeah.
It's happened now.
And you don't
And
want to
it
say relief, but you are glad she's out of pain, I'm sure, and her struggle is over.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll never say that it was right that my sister died because I don't think
No.
it's right that anyone would die at 39. But I
Yeah.
say it's not right, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Especially
She
like you
was
said,
still,
you've seen the journey of her pain and her struggle, so
yeah,
it was over. Yeah. I get that.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then my
Okay.
mom, well, she kind of shocked me. But then, like most people from her generation, she hid her illness. She didn't share
Yeah.
her heart trouble with us, so that took me by surprise. But it didn't take her by
Okay.
surprise.
Well, how do you feel
Yeah.
about that, her not sharing that with you?
I joke, but I'm like, when I see this girl,
Yeah,
we gonna
yeah.
have it out. We're gonna tussle just a little bit because I was able to let my sister die peacefully. We were there, we held her hand, we read the Bible, we sang songs.
Hmm.
I really look at my sister's passing and say, like, no one wants to pass, but I think when we say, oh, they passed surrounded by loved ones, like, that's a good thing. I was
Absolutely, yeah.
screaming, shouting, and pumping my mother's chest and calling 911 and just
Oh,
doing CPR, and I don't know what I'm doing. It was so chaotic, and she was
wow.
ready to go. She just wanted to go peacefully, but she didn't tell me. It was just such a shock.
Yeah,
So when I look at both of their passings, it's
they were different, yeah.
so different. And then my father died of COVID during the pandemic,
How old was your
and
mother?
she was 69.
Okay, wow. They both
69.
kind of young, yeah.
Yeah. And then my dad, he was almost 81. He died weeks away from his 81st birthday. He died of COVID during the pandemic. And I was grateful enough that the facility that had my dad, because no one could visit,
Right.
they, called me that morning at about 10:48 and said, hey, death is imminent. Do you want a video call? And they put him on a video call, and he passed away at 12:08. So, and the nurse stayed with him and held his hand. So again, COVID was just a wild time, but another
It was, yeah.
peaceful transition, like daddy's, full
Yeah.
life. And I'm not there but someone's in the room with him. Someone's holding his hand. I can talk to him. I can, very
Yeah.
different, but these are, I think, universal experiences for humans.
They are, but again, I think yours were kind of close together, and being you were like 40 under 40 at the time, right? So
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit traumatic. I mean, I've had a couple of deaths in my family, my parents, but I'm in my 60s, so and they were expected and they were older, but still
Right.
traumatic, traumatic. And yeah, so I can't imagine my, sisters and both parents. Yeah, I think you've been through a lot, and
Oh,
you
thank
think
you.
your navigating of grief is like I don't know the word, but it's like you're doing it with grace and you're
Thank you.
teaching others about it. So, and like you said, everybody has to go through it unless you die first.
That's
So,
it. That's the
yeah,
only way out. And then, of course, as you mentioned, my husband gave me the shock of my
that,
life,
yeah, yeah, that was
um,
kind of traumatic too.
being diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. And, I, it still kind of feels like a bad dream. Like, did that happen? Did
That
we
would
really
be,
do it?
yeah,
And he developed so many complications, not necessarily due to leukemia, but due to the
the
chemotherapy
treatment,
treatment that was
yes. Hmm.
required.
Hmm.
Um, that was something else. But it's interesting. My sister had sickle cell anemia,
Right,
and that's a blood condition. It's not considered malignant because it's a mutation she was born with, not a
right.
mutation that she developed.
Hmm.
Whereas cancer is a mutation that develops in the body
Develops.
for one reason or another. We don't really necessarily have the answer. And in my husband's case, it was considered cancer
Cancer,
because
yeah.
it's a mutation that he developed, but the same issues. And it was the week of the anniversary of my sister's passing, 2 days before the anniversary of her passing. And it's interesting because all of the doctors would come into the room and they would ask me, they would say, well, what do you do? Are you a physician? Are you a
You just
nurse? Are
knew
you a
so
nurse
much,
practitioner?
right? Yeah,
And I was like, you wouldn't have a clue. I got this baptism by fire. In that moment, it just made me realize that my sister's suffering was terrible, but it wasn't in vain. It
right.
taught me something that
Hmm.
God knew I would need in the future. So that way I could be I was a great advocate to my sister, but I
For
could be
sure.
an even better
Your
advocate
husband, yeah,
to my husband. And it was
yeah,
just valuable knowledge. Now, I wish I had just gone to nursing school to get that knowledge. Wish I didn't have to get it the way I got
right.
it, but I got it.
Yeah.
Treatment that he received was they have to tell you the goal of the treatment. Like, why are we doing this?
Hmm.
And the goal of his treatment was curative. So he received chemotherapy. He did achieve remission, received continued chemotherapy to maintain that remission until he successfully received an allogenic stem cell transplant in February of this year. And he's doing great. He's still in remission. He still gets checked. I think for the first 2 years, they kind of systematically and periodically checked. But praise God, bless the Lamb of Jesus.
I've been through a touch of that with my husband's prostate cancer, and myself,
Mm,
I had some thyroid cancer, but we
Oh,
didn't go
wow.
through what you went through. But we did went through surgery with him and the testing afterwards. And thank God he too is in, well, I wouldn't call it remission. It's curative. And it's been
Okay.
10 years, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so tell us about you and it was Miss Florida, was it?
Yeah, Miss Florida USA
Hmm.
2024. I did
Okay,
compete
that's
and I
wonderful.
represented Ave Maria, which is my hometown. I love it.
Okay.
And it was a unique thing because I used to compete in the Miss New York USA system, but unfortunately, I could only compete.
The age group of the contestants in their pageant.
Oh, I had a clean 20 years plus. At Miss USA this year in the top five, we had a mom in her 40s with four
Wow,
children. Somebody in the comments said, Black don't crack. You
that's
go,
right.
girl.
Right. How old were you when you first went in?
25.
Okay, and so what do you think is the difference? Do you think there's any difference between how you were in self-confidence and motivation as compared to now?
Oh my goodness. If I could just put my brain in my 25-year-old body and go back and
Exactly. Yeah.
compete. Yeah, I'm such a different person in terms of confidence. I take pageant results way better.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't get offended if I don't place, if I don't, make it out on top or anything. Every pageant that I've ever done and ever lost, I would do them all again and lose
Okay.
again
That was a question.
to
Very good.
the pageant was over. And then weeks later, my husband got diagnosed later that same month.
Going to ask you about your collaboration with Soul Lady Wigs and how you got a wig named after you. And one more thing, how is it you're into white and gray wigs at your tender age? Go
I
ahead.
know. The thing about having alopecia, you can be anybody.
That's
You
true.
can be you can
That's
be
true.
anybody you want to be. You know,
Mhm.
if I'm wearing hair, I can wear. I have my wig robe. It's just behind me. It's
Okay.
filled with blue wigs and literally green wigs, gray wigs, red wigs, black wigs, all the wigs. And
I gotta say, the
I
white and gray looks fabulous on you.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And
Do
this
you
is a
think you'll go
brand new
back?
wig. I do sometimes. I
Oh, you do?
oscillate a
Okay.
little bit,
Okay.
a
Mhm.
little bit. Because for me, I had tried a synthetic gray wig, and
Mhm.
I was like, "This is it." I don't even know why. I did it like last year, the year before, and yeah, no, I think it was like 23. Either way, I said,
Okay.
"I love this. This is great." And then I was on the hunt for a human hair gray wig. That was a pain. And I could not find anything. And then I came across Soul Lady Wigs and I said to myself, but are they good though? Like, who else tried these wigs? Like, can I find somebody? And then I went to social media
Yeah.
and I was like, where's everybody? Didn't order the wig, still wasn't trying it, still was a bit skeptic. But then I started gaining traction online wearing these synthetic gray wigs.
Mhm.
Finally, Soul Lady found me and said, hey,
Oh,
how
wonderful.
about over here, us? You wanna talk to us? And I said,
Mhm.
oh no, I don't know. Um, and that's it. Like I tried the first wig, I loved it. I've been back ever since. And I think it was the first wig I tried from them. Yes, it was the first wig that I tried from them. Was the one that they did name after me.
Oh, really?
They did name
Okay.
that one after me.
That's
So
such
that's
an
how I got a wig
honor.
named after me.
Is
Yeah,
this the
but
one? This is
no,
your,
no,
no?
no.
Okay.
This one looks a lot like that one. It's a
Yeah.
13 by 4 and all of that. However, this one is even lighter. You might as well just call me Storm. Make it white.
I like the
I don't
white.
like
I
to
really like
see,
that. Yeah.
yeah, I don't like to see too much pepper. I need it to be salty. And
Okay.
they sent me this one and it's more salty. I just took it out the box just to come and talk to you because it's been sitting for a while.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
like this
definitely try
one.
that color. I do have the Marciana wig, but I certainly didn't want to put it on with you because I know that my installation of the wig is not going to be your installation of the wig.
Oh my
But
god. It's not people listen, my ear tabs are never down. I don't
oh,
yeah, like they're never that's never a thing for me. No one ever notices. I
did you
think
glue
people
this?
no, no, no. Look, where is it?
Mhm.
Oh, I was gonna show you. I was gonna show you. I was gonna show. Oh, I think it's in the bathroom. But I just use hairspray only right here. Like the wig is already on my head, and then I spray some, like just like right on top, and it just
Okay.
provides enough. I don't want to use the word traction, but just enough hold. I have alopecia. I can't if I put glue on these, the what edges I have left will disappear.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So
And that's what
just
I was a little nervous about interfering with my edges because I want to keep them. But I
don't,
thought I
don't.
just didn't like the way it sat there without anything. But I will try the hairspray and I'll definitely wear it on my next live.
Hang tight. Yeah,
Oh,
hang
sure.
tight. I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I'm so glad we have this opportunity that she can show me how to put it on properly because hers look perfect. What is that?
Do you remember
Oh,
Fantasia Liquid Mousse?
yeah, yeah. Is that what that is?
Been doing this forever. And then you could literally just go like that. And see, I just sprayed it on.
Oh, so you just trim your lace and then you put it on and spray it.
Yeah, and I spray it, and I don't tie it down. I don't do any of that. But you got to be careful how you spray. You don't want to spray too much because then it runs. But if
Yeah.
not, like just a little bit, or you can take like a little brush, like a makeup brush, and
Hmm.
dip it in and just touch it if you're
Okay.
like afraid to spray it. But I never glue. I don't do super installs. I don't do any of that. I never. My
Right. And
sides will
we're doing a
always
lot of
flat.
this and it doesn't even show. That's so wonderful. It looks so
Yeah,
natural. Did you
no
color your
one.
lace at all?
Yes. So underneath the lace is um a tinted lace spray.
Okay. Okay.
Or have you seen like the Sally Hansen? Normally I have it right here. It's a body makeup and it's a spray on body makeup for your legs.
I haven't seen that, but I can look for it.
It's a
Body
spray.
makeup.
It's a tinted
Okay.
spray. Never spray it directly into the lace because then it stains the light colored
Oh,
hair.
okay. Hmm.
So you're gonna want to put this, spray it in the cap,
Hmm.
spray it in the cap, take a brush and paint under the wig.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
This way the tint doesn't get on the lighter colored hair. Because that's the thing about wearing lighter colored hair and wearing makeup. Your makeup is going to get on the hair and then you kind of need to wash it a lot more often. But again, a brush, spray it in the cap and go underneath, probably with a bigger brush like this maybe.
Okay. Okay.
And then just go underneath and paint that, like, do the lace. I
Yeah.
don't recommend powders because the powder goes through the lace and stains the hair.
Okay.
I Yeah, I don't recommend foundation because foundations tend to have like natural oils and stuff in it, and
Yeah.
that kind of makes it not hold as well. But again, like I said, you'll never see me with like a fully
Okay.
installed
Oh, okay. But it's such a
one.
professional grade of wig with the hair and the fullness that I thought it required all of that. But certainly it looks great on you. But I just love their wigs, the fullness and just the
Yeah,
texture of the hair and the color. Yeah, I
yeah,
never
because
seen
who's gonna know? And if you're that
come
close
that
to me that you
close.
saw it,
Mm,
you're
get
too
away.
close. You
You're
need to
too
back
close.
up.
That's
You need
right.
to back
But I
up. I'm
really like the
married.
white, so I'm definitely
I'm
gonna
married.
try
I'm
that.
thinking. So yeah, don't
Um,
be intimidated.
Yeah, I definitely have to do that because I love having the versatility. Because recently I cut my hair from about, I'd say it was a little bit right mid clavicle here, and I cut it up to a short bob, and I'm having a little trouble with the adjustment, hence the braids this week.
Okay, but they look lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yes, but yeah, I love versatility, so I will definitely get back to my wig. Yeah, and
Yeah,
did
and
sorry, go
mhm.
ahead.
I was gonna say at the end of the day, I have a spray bottle of water. You
Uh-huh.
spray water, and then it will come off on its own. No pulling, no tugging. Keep your edges,
Okay.
ladies. It's gonna
Yeah.
come off with water, and it will leave no residue in the lace of the wig.
Wow. Okay. Those are really
Yeah.
great tips. Really great tips for installation. So did Soul Lady connect you with the breast cancer foundation? Are you doing some work with them as well?
Yeah, so last month we teamed up and we had a really great conversation with some other ladies in the Soul Lady universe. One
Mhm.
in particular who had two bouts with breast cancer and is doing well and healthy, and another one who's a breast cancer advocate. And they had this really great guide that they sent out with every single order in the month of October that taught the importance and how to complete a breast self exam. So just
Mhm.
sharing that awareness, early detection leads to early cures. And I love working with Soul because they're such a great company. And when we first connected, Soul Lady and I, it was during my husband's cancer treatment. And
Oh, really?
listen, I wasn't the best influencer to work with at the time. And they were just like, whenever you post, it's fine. Like whenever you can, it's okay. You don't have to you know, be all pressed, whenever you get around to it. So when I had the opportunity to repay their kindness and work with them on this breast cancer awareness